Hello ladies and gentlemen, PeerSide Studios here, and today we're going to give some materials to our globe. We start out by going into the Shading tab and enabling Node Wrangler add-on. Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and right here, Node. You can see this is Node Wrangler, gonna tick it and close it. Going to select my globe and giving it a new material. Pressing Principled and pressing Ctrl T, which is a texture setup. Going to delete my image texture here by pressing X and dragging in my own textures. I got two textures prepared for it. One is earth texture, which will go seamlessly around my globe, and the second one I'm using is an old map that I got from the internet, which looks like this. Old map isn't a seamless texture, so the edges won't connect, but my world map is a seamless texture. I'm going to put it on a generated and projection type to sphere. Going to connect these dots. And this is my earth texture. This is how it would look like, but I'm not going to use it for now. If I want to rotate it, I'm going to press R 2 times Z, and I can rotate my globe around local axis, depending on how I want it to look like. I'm going to use my old map texture, and I'm going to delete this earth for now. Going to add in some roughness, and also it's going to need a normal map. I want it to look more like a leather or some kind of old paperish. So I got this texture with coffee stains, looks like this, and I'm going to add it into the normal input by using bump there, and also I am going to use a color ramp with what I'm going to convert it into the black and white image, and I do have some more control over how it looks like. Height, and if I now Control Shift click it and also mapping to sphere, I will see how it looks like. And if I move around my black and white sliders here, I can control the texture. Black parts are pushed inwards, white parts are pushed outwards, and it is going to look like this when I look my bump input. I think I will also lower the strength something to this, and I also have prepared some stripes for it in the Photoshop, so I am going to mix them with my old map, my earth stripes, also mapping method to sphere. And if I want to mix them real fast, I got Node Wrangler add-on enabled. I will Ctrl Shift click, right click, and mix node appears. Use my alpha, and now my stripes should be here. They do stretch a bit here, but it's fine for me. Let's move on to our shiny metal material and select one of the parts and give it a new material. Shiny metal. I was going for copperish look, or at least from the color scheme out, so I looked up the copper's color code, which is this one here. This is a copper's color code, and enter, click it. I also looked up for index of refraction for copper, which was about 2.9. And I'm going to tell it is a metallic material, and I'm going to lower roughness a bit. So it is going to be more shiny. Going to add the same material. Wow, that is as shiny, these two little parts as well. Now I'm going to add in an HDRI for our background light, which I got from Polyhaven. And to do that, I'm going to the world panel here, and I got my background here also. Again, pressing Ctrl T, getting all my setup here, and just dragging and dropping in my HDR image and adding it here like this. And if I click my render view, I will see the result. I want to delete my default lamp here by pressing X. You can actually see your own HDRI on this background here. If you go here, select this preference button and you can install your own HDRI here, and then you can select it. I also made this a little bit darker, so I'm going to change a material for this one, making a new one for it, going back to the object tab, make a new one, and just I was making it a little bit more grayish. Something like this maybe. Let's see how it looks like in render view. Last step would be to move our camera onto the right spot. We can do it by selecting camera or just pressing Ctrl-Alt-0. It will jump almost into the correct place. Then I can lock my view and just move my camera around to get that kind of render here. Also unlock it. And we can look how it looks like by pressing C and render view. This is how it looks like. Very nice. I can also add in a second globe if I want by selecting all my globe parts. Shift D to duplicate my mesh. Right click, it will jump back onto original spot. Going to move it, pressing key G and X, right side, and rotating it 180 degrees around Z axis by pressing R, Z, 180, and it is other side. Now I'm going to change the texture of this globe by selecting the globe and pressing this 2. This means how many data blocks will use it, and for now both globes has the same material, so I'm going to make a copy out of this material so I can change the material without changing the material for both globes. Adding in an Earth day map texture, and this is how it looks like now. I got my globe there. Going to the camera view. Got 2 globes. Maybe you can scale it down a bit. And to the camera view and rendered view, and it will look like this. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.